Like-minded people.
The culture, the craft, the conversation. Welcome to Like-Minded People, the podcast. I'm Fokus, a drum and bass artist with over 25 years of experience in the underground music scene. But more importantly, I'm a huge fan of MCs. This podcast takes a deep dive into the fascinating world of MCs from across the musical spectrum, hitting it from all angles, discussions, interviews, freestyles, and more. So if you share my love for MCs, or you're curious and want to find out more, you're in exactly the right place. Yeah. Shout to my like-minded people locked in, back with another fantastic guest. And you know what? Today, I'm joined by Verbz. Bro, welcome to the podcast, man.
Yes. Big ups for having me, bro.
What's going on? How you feeling today?
I'm alright, man. I woke up a bit late, but here we are. We online,
Yeah, man.
we live. How you
You're
been?
here,
Good?
bruv. Yeah, I appreciate you. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I appreciate you jumping on with me. Really looking forward to this.
Good, man.
There are so many ways that this could go. I've got, like I've always said when I started this podcast, I'm a fan of this culture. All genres, if it's MC based, I'm in it. So this is a treat for me because we can get into hip hop, we can get into D&B, we can get into you as a rapper, as a creative, as an artist. But I feel like the most natural jumping off point for me is to talk to you about this. So for anyone that's listening, I've just reached for a prop. Come on.
Mad love, man.
Yeah.
Big ups.
So this is the vinyl. This is the vinyl copy that I bought in 2020, and this is Verbz and Mr. Slips, Radio Waves, big album.
Mad love, bro. Mad love.
And I had let's just call it a perk of the job. But yesterday morning, I just treated myself to just sat back in a chair, put this on the Technics, and just listen, man. You know, you ever listen to music when you're not doing stuff. You know, so often we're walking or driving or in the gym or whatever. Yeah. And it was really nice to just listen.
It's a different experience when you take it in and you just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So, mate, I'd like you to cast your mind back, 2020, and just give me anything that comes to mind about that period when this album dropped. What comes into your head first?
Obviously, Slips, man. Do you know what I mean? That's the don that made it possible with all the beats and whatnot. First linking up with High Focus. I think them times there, I was in Brighton quite a bit, innit? I was living there for a little bit, but I was living there from before, and I came back. Yeah, it was a bit of a mad time, if I'm honest, but like, if you listen to that album, well, what I'm talking about is quite self-reflective, and it was quite a wavy time, innit? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah,
Bruv, you literally took the exact words out of my mouth when I was listening yesterday. Self-reflective, exactly how I would describe it.
No word.
So let's take it back a couple of steps. So I'd love to hear how you, because I know from just being a fan of this, I know that that's not your first album with Mr. Slips. You did an album in 2017, which was Lessons of Adolescence, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So you guys have obviously got history. So yeah, I'd love to know a little bit about how you linked up with Mr. Slips and the vibe and the synergy between you two.
I think, well, we were chatting on SoundCloud, you know, just like, yo, I mess with your beats, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, I fucks with your bars. That was probably like 2016, and then we're always planning to link up and that, but obviously he lived in Brighton, I live in Croydon, and then we never really crossed paths, innit? And then obviously I still had a few boys down there, so I was coming down sometimes to check people, and then when I came down to Lincoln one time, talked whatever, I went back up. I must have broke my leg in it. Like, fractured my leg. I was bedbound, just backing off the the meds from the hospital.
Yeah.
He sent me a pack, and I just got right into hella in it. So that's how it all come together, really.
Okay.
I just
So
started.
had you met in person by that point, or this is all just like chatting online, sending beats?
Chatting
and stuff?
online, and then we met in person one time, planned to do stuff. Then I broke my leg, so then we couldn't link for a minute. And then he just sent me a pack, and I just wrote, like, I think I probably wrote that pretty much that whole EP Lessons, just like from bed, just there. And then when my leg was a bit better, on the crutches, came down on the crutches, linked up, recorded bare shit. I think probably recorded like maybe 2 in person, like from scratch. These times there, he was recording in Slips' gaff. We had the mattress up against the door for the for the booth, innit?
Yeah,
Like to you know what I mean, get the sound right.
proper
But
old
yeah,
school
like
DIY makeshift.
for most of our stuff though, we record just like in the bedroom, really, or just in like Slips has got a studio now, but like, do you know what I mean? But
That's
yeah,
really
man,
interesting
I'm
to hear
linked
because
up.
you know what it's like. You never quite know what's going on behind the scenes, so you just kind
Mm.
of. I know the drill, but equally, you sometimes just assume that the guys are in a big studio somewhere with the classic like mixing desk and all this kind of thing.
I'm
But yeah, I
not
love
really a
that.
fan.
That's
I'm not really
nah.
a fan of all like. I think like if I'm, for me personally, what's more important is just making tunes, innit? You got a good mic and you got you're gonna get a good mix and master. And you're with the right people. I'd rather make tunes with my boys in the bedroom over like, do you know what I mean? Some next door in the lab who I ain't really got a connection with. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so yeah, capturing the vibe, the essence.
Yeah, man, 100%. Obviously, nice to go lab and that sometime. I don't know. It's just me and it.
This is a really geeky, nerdy question, which
Go for it.
I have no issue in admitting I'm a geek and a nerd of all of this thing. But you
So,
talked about mics then. I just
yeah,
wondered, my inner nerd wants to know if there's a particular,
yeah, there is.
what's your weapon of choice is what I'm saying essentially. What's
Oh,
your weapon of
it's
choice?
them Nymans.
Okay,
I forget which one specifically, but it's like the 10.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm on
I
about?
know, I'm not, yeah, my mind is picture. I know the one you're talking about. I'm
It's
pretty
like
sure I do
kind of,
anyway.
it's like kind of, do you know what I mean? Like that kind of shape. It's kind of square. That's a bad boy mic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that
Okay.
mic just, it sounds clean, bro. Do you know what I mean?
And what about on stage? We'll get to like live performance and stuff a bit later on. But while we're nerding out about mics, what's the weapon of choice when you're on stage? Are you a classic SM58 man, or are you flipping it up a bit?
You know what? On stage, yeah, I'm not fussed in it because I feel like as long as it sounds alright, yeah, that's what it matters for me. And I don't know,
Yeah.
like people tell me that like my projection's very good anyway. So like I know my shit's clear, so you're gonna hear what I'm talking about in it. But yeah, one thing I've clocked with the DMB thing, innit? MCs have their mic. MCs
Bruv, do you
roll with
know
their
what?
mics.
I'm not trying to sound like a show off here, but I'm just being real with you. I turn up to a set. If you look in my backpack, there's 3 mics.
Word.
Yeah, because different
Mad.
mics for different horses for different courses, right? Some people might say it's a bit overkill, but I genuinely feel like different types of venues or different settings,
Yeah.
different tools do different jobs. Some
No, I rate that,
people.
man. That's the art, innit? So like you know your thing, innit? So that's one thing I've been adjusting to with the
Okay,
DMB thing is I've been starting thinking, right, I need to cop a mic, innit? Because I know
okay.
heads always roll with their mic. And people ask me, what, you ain't got no mic? And I'm like, well, what? Venue ain't got a mic. They're like, well, no, you should be rolling with your mic. But I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, man. Like, it's personal preference, isn't it? You got some
Yeah,
people that swear by the SM58 beta.
yeah,
Other people, I like my electro voice mics because they're naturally a little bit louder. So if you're emceeing on a set with lots of like big crashing bass lines, it helps
yeah,
cut
yeah,
through. The Sennheiser ones have got a nice little rasp to them. But like you said, and I do totally agree, you can get really analytical about the mic, but at the end of the day, it's the sound engineer that makes all the difference. You can have the
yeah,
best mic, you can have all the mics in the world, but if the sound's shit and there's no
yeah.
engineer helping you with
Right
the
one.
EQ, like it's done.
Yeah, word.
So no, it's interesting, man. Okay, cool. Like that's satisfied my inner geek. So just bringing it back then to so you told me a little bit about Mr. Slips.
Mm,
So you guys linked up, sending beats. Then you obviously did in 2017 that Adolescence project. So yeah,
mm.
going back to where I pulled the vinyl out to begin with, radio waves. Obviously by now you guys have got a synergy. You've been linking up for a couple of years, and how would you describe your relationship with Mr. Slips by the time you rolled around to 2020 and the coming together of radio waves?
I'd say we kind of at that point we patterned the sound, innit? Like we kind of, yeah, like we didn't really notice it, innit? But we'd made a sound. and obviously the lessons thing that people like that, and I don't know, man. It just was a kind of a perfect match. So yeah, I think besides music, you know what I mean, we'd be chilling, we'd be doing what we're doing, you know what I mean? So it was friendship, music, so it all just come together, do you know what I mean?
Gels together.
And I
Yeah,
got to know each other, and we got a lot of mutuals in it. So like, especially in Brighton, like even now, there's bare heads that hip hop's a hub. Brighton's a hub for hip hop, innit? Do you know what I mean? There's like,
mate. I was gonna ask you that. Like, what, what is it about Brighton? You know, whether it's the list goes on, right, but whether it's like Ocean Wisdom and Flip Tricks, and like I guess a lot of the high focus artists, or you're talking about yourself being part of the Brighton scene. You know, what is it about Brighton? It's mad. It's almost like it back in the day. It was very London centric, wasn't it? Something about
yeah.
Brighton that's got that hip hop flavour on lock.
No, I don't know. I say like Brighton, Bristol. That's like for me. That's where I see like Brighton, Bristol, London, UK hip hop. It's there in it. But Brighton, yeah, from way back, man. Like Rumcom, Gizmo, Seaslin, all them guys. You know what I mean? You got Heinz. You got Vitz, Vitamin G lives down there. One Drop, Slips. There's bare names, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, High Focus is based down there. You got Rare Kind Records. Um, like the list goes on. You got Molotov. There's hella guys, man. And even if it's not guys that are from there, there's guys that have passed by. There's guys that have lived there at a time. Myself. Um, I don't know, man. Especially summertime in Brighton, man. They would like, especially like before, still now, but it'd always just be like I just got memories of like, do you know what I mean, linking up with heads and just barring out on the beach, a few beers, just shit like that. And then there's
Yeah,
like
man.
nights that were just always like Fortune of War, that pub there always have like mad open mics and just a lot of hip hop. And there was just one night, and obviously Heads is probably gonna come for me because I forgot what it's called, but I forgot what it's called, man. That was quite a legendary UK hip hop night down there, man. And I've forgotten the name of it, so shout out to
It will
me.
come. It will come to you. It will come back
Yeah,
to you.
but I don't know, Brighton's just a vibe for that, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to talk a bit more about how you cut your teeth and open mic sessions and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
I know I keep bringing it back to this, but I do want to delve a bit more into radio waves. So obviously, from listening to it yesterday, it reminded me of what a strong. It's a bit like a concept album, isn't it? Because as the name suggests, it is about. It's kind of the theme is like a radio station, isn't it? And there's lots of skits
Yeah.
on there of people calling into the radio station. So yeah, can you tell me a bit more about that concept and how you guys, or who came up with that, how you came up with that?
I think that we just made the tunes, you know. So I think we made how many tunes on it? Like 20 something mad
Yeah,
like
let
that.
me have a look, man. I want to get into this. Yeah, there's, and that's another thing I thought yesterday. Like, some albums are like super short. Do you know what I mean? This is like a
Yeah,
proper listen.
big big album.
22 in all, yeah, 22 tracks across
So with the
across the
skits,
the
that's probably like
vinyls.
18, isn't it? With the skits, that's probably like 18. I think
Yeah,
that's
well, it's no. I think
skits.
the skits are listed as tracks. So
Yeah,
yeah, there's like
so
I think it's 22 all in.
word. Yeah. What was the question again?
Yeah, I was keen to know about the concept. For me, it feels like a
Yeah,
concept
that's it.
album. But
So
so,
I mean,
what did you go into this with a concept? All right, boom, we're gonna do the it's radio wave, and it's gonna be like the
yeah,
glue. What glues it all together is like it's gonna sound like people calling into a radio station. Or I think you started to say that really, actually, no, you made the
just made,
music,
yeah,
and
that's
maybe the
basically,
concept came after.
yeah, man. We just made the tunes, and then you know what? We made the tunes, and at first it was like maybe say 10 tracks. Yeah, sent it to Flip Chicks. He was like, "No, add some more onto it." And so I was like, "All right, fairs." It's our first HF thing. Do you know what I mean? Let's add some more onto it. Added Bear on now, and then we had all these tunes in it, and we were like, we need something that kind of ties it all together. because 18 songs is a lot of tunes. So like, I feel like 18 tunes without a theme or something that glues them together. I ain't trying to listen to that myself. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we had to have something that was kind of, interesting, something that's entertaining, keeps people engaged. So me and Slips came up with that idea of like a radio show. And obviously the host, Derek Montana, it's me on the weird voice.
Is that you, mate? Because I was going to ask you. I always wondered ever since I first bought the album. Like, I always thought, I wonder why they come with like an American style,
Yeah,
radio show host rather than like
we were just mocking it, innit, really?
a British voice, right?
We
Yeah.
was mocking it, innit?
So
That's
that's
it.
you. What, on
Yeah.
the pitch shift, or is that just like?
So with me, I did some stupid voice, some American voice, and then I made the voice deeper myself, but then Slips like added some effects on. The amount of times we were creasing while making that, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's what we did. And then in the 2202 FM music video, I got my boy Little Big Smoke to act as if he's the radio guy because I was like, I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I done the voice, that's enough.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man, that's how it came.
Mate, that's gold dust. See, that's why I was keen to dig into this a little bit because I'm already finding out things that I had no idea that was the case. That was you on the presenter tip. Looking at the artists that by the way, we're not just going to spend the whole podcast talking about this album. I probably could, to be fair, but there's just a couple of things I also wanted to dip into. So looking at, there's a wicked selection of features on here: Confucius,
Mhm.
That Kid, Flip Tricks, Nelson Dialect. One name that really stands out for me is someone else from the High Focus roster that just love his music, and I've got a lot of his projects on vinyl. Is Coops.
Yeah, he's cold, isn't it?
So cold, so cold. What was it like linking up with Coops? And can you give me a little insight, if you can recall, around
Um,
like recording the track together? So this one is Decline of Self featuring
yeah,
Confucius and Coops.
you know what? I reached out to him, and yeah, he was keen, man. So then we went to the studio. He had a studio out in I think it was Hackney Ways, and me and Slips, because obviously we'd never really met Donny before, maybe seen him at shows, whatever, listened to his shit, rated stuff. So yeah, we all decided to link up and just get it like then and there in person, man. So that was a good experience, you know what I mean?
Did you? Is it one of them sessions where you got the whole thing like just wrapped up there and then?
So I already had my bit on there. Con had his bit on there, and then you know what I mean. I sent it over to him. He's like, yeah, I like that. And then we just went to the studio to just you know what I mean, link up. It's good to link up sometime, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's just how we did it, man.
Is it pretty typical for you to actually be in the same room if you're doing features with people?
Yeah.
Um, do you try and make it happen like that instead of like sending the files back and forth? Do you
I
prefer to
always
be in
tell
the
people.
studs?
I always tell people, realistically, you gotta get me in the room, and I'm not the online thing don't really work for me, but I just have to link people in person, but otherwise it's just like something that's just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It
It's
feels
that
like a
shared
task.
vibe. It's a shared energy, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it feels like a task. Do you know what I mean? You send me something, it feels like you sent me homework or something. Like if it's in person and it's like, yo, shit, we're making something. I don't just want to bang the thing, put the stems, and then it just gets long. And I prefer because you never know what you're gonna come up with in person. You might just flip it completely differently,
Yeah.
like gain new inspiration. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's a really good point actually, because it can feel a bit clinical, can't it? Obviously, we can all
Yeah,
just stand in our studios and just write bars and record them and send them to the producer, but can feel a little bit soulless.
yeah, man, 100%.
All right, bro. Last question around radio waves. Then we'll move on to something different. But like we said at the beginning of our chat, self-reflective is definitely is the exact words I was thinking yesterday. And then there's which tune was it, man? One tune came on where I felt like, okay, the day you recorded this, you were on a different tip. Um,
Watching that.
I'm pretty sure that it's Hold Your Own.
Yeah, that's just ag, innit?
It's a bit, yeah.
That's pure
It's a
ag.
bit more aggy. It's a bit like, right, don't fuck with me. I'm not having it.
Yeah, man. I think yeah, that was just pure ag, bro, honestly. I can't remember what it was.
And it kind of stands out a bit because like the rest of the album, and I think like it's, you know, correct me if you think I'm wrong, but a lot of your catalogue as a whole is very self-reflective. There's certainly an element of true story and vulnerability as well around it. That
Yeah.
tune there,
Actually,
that
no, I
was
was
just
just
like
like,
straight barring.
no word. Well, sometimes it's got to be done, and I think as much as I love the self-reflection, um, sometimes I can get bored of it, and I can imagine the listener can get bored of it. So I think it's good to you can do what you do, but you've also got to be able to like switch it up. Do you know what I mean? Every now and then, like some of the newer stuff I've been making, hip hop wise, sitting on bare unreleased stuff. New project there with Slips, and a lot of that's a bit more steezy, man. It's just a bit more like I think I've done the self reflection. I'm not really sad anymore. You know what I mean? we can
Yeah,
move on to the next chapter. We can talk about we can
yeah,
just
man.
talk about
Well,
what's
I guess like it is an element of like it's got to be therapeutic, right? Do
yeah,
you
man.
feel that like doing the albums and the kind of like emotional reflective stuff has that been therapeutic for you?
Oh yeah, man. That's like that is therapy for me. Bars and just talking about maybe situations where I've done something or and I haven't really resolved that, but do you know what I mean? I can sit down and try to resolve it with the pen or just like it just helps to figure things out as well. So yeah,
It help you to Does it help you to process things,
one
like
hundred
make sense
percent.
of things?
It helps me to leave things in the past as well. Do you know what I mean? Instead
Okay,
of
it's
just
like a bit of closure.
pondering, yeah, instead of just pondering on shit or dwelling on something, just write about it, let it go. And
Yeah, yeah.
there's certain things I've written which probably won't see the light of day, but I just needed that to, do you know what I mean, move on to the next chapter.
Okay, so yeah, it's for you. It's almost like you're. I guess it really is like any type of creative writing is almost a bit like journaling. It's almost like writing a diary, isn't it? Just getting things
For
out of your
me,
head into the page.
but I'm just appreciative the people fuck with it as well. Do you know what I mean? So,
Mm.
'cause end of the day, it's just I'm glad that people can relate and I get heads hitting me up like, man, that shit helped me out through this time or da 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 da. And I was like, well, that's mad because that was just for me, but I'm glad that I'm able to help you as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the power of music, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
I don't.
That's sick. All right, cool. So take me back to whatever the precursor was for Verbs, by which I mean I want to know like how you cut your teeth. Like, talk to me a little bit about the come up.
Come up, the come up, the come up. Boy, you know what? I wasn't even interested in rapping back in the day. Let's start from let's start from when I was probably like 11 or something. There, my boys where I lived. Um, we were watching Channel U. Do you know what I mean? Listen, it
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
grime days and that. We were kids, but it's like 2006 or something. But bear my boys loving. Do you know what I mean? The rapping. I was never into it, but I was just like whatever in it. Like, it just wasn't for me. Then I came to like when I was about 15, and then them times there, the sound shifted, and Bear My Boys were rapping like road rap shit. We're listening to Benny Banks, Joe Black, Squeaks, da. Do you know what I mean? We was listening to, we were still messing with the UK hip hop, Kalashnikov, your Skinny Man, all that kind of shit. I think my sound was a reflection of UK hip hop and the UK road rap. Do you know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I wasn't interested in rapping bars until one of my boys, Billy, we were just barring out in Brockwell Park, um, banging as you do at 15, mashing up your brain cells.
yeah,
And
yeah.
he was like, mate, he was like, just give it a go, innit? I gave it a little go and freestyle something. He was like, that was all right. And then, yeah, man, when I was 16, I just started to try and give it a go, innit? And that's how it happened. But from then, until radio waves. Yeah, it's just one of them things where you don't really. It's a hobby, innit? And then you don't really see how it kind of shifts and turns into something else. Because yeah, I was hitting open mics. Used to go open mics up in Silver Bullet in Finsbury Park.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't really remember what the event was called, man. Um, oh, if it'll come to me. Slam Jam.
Okay, yeah, that rings a bell. I've not been
Yeah.
to it, but I've definitely heard people talk about that. Yeah.
And then shout out Catherine North. She used to do a night called Cypher Lounge.
Okay.
Um, which first was in the Oval Tavern in Croydon. Long live the Crunks. Uh,
Come on.
and yeah, she did that was like a legendary spot for UK hip hop. And I remember like G Bag, like you know what I mean, brought me through to a couple. Kets, my boy, brought me through to a couple. It's mad because I used to watch G Bag on Channel U back when we were kids, and I bucked up with the Don, which was mad. But yeah, man, just bare open mics. But sometimes I weren't really taking it seriously. I was just getting into fuckery anyway. So music was secondary. Do you know what I mean? Doing dumb shit to cop studio time and then da da da. It's like just
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't really like. Do you know what I mean? It just I wasn't really too fussed about it. And then I guess I started linking up with people. And you know, my boy Snyder, he used to make beats. So met him at college. Me and him just started making shit together. He used to rap, he used to make beats. It all was kind of making sense. Um, Crafty was about, I don't know if you know about Crafty, grime MC, innit? He's smashing it in the grime thing now. But do you know what I mean? Back in the day, it was a hip hop thing. Um, who else was about? Bearheads was about, man. Renell 893. There was like a group that we had called Cosa Nostra. It's a bag of us. And we just all used to love fucking UK hip hop. We used to love barring. And then guess only when it come 2016, 2017 was it like, okay, yeah, shit, it's getting a bit, do you know what I mean? Think it's getting serious now. I'll put that, like, signed that record deal with Radio Juicy for Lessons of Adolescence. That's when I was like, okay, shit, this could work. Do you know what I mean? So,
So had you prior to that with Cosa Nostra, the crew you were just talking about? Did you record anything with them?
yeah, man, yeah. They
Yeah,
recorded
yeah.
quite a few things. There's some, like, there's some absolute slips out there from younger days on YouTube and SoundCloud if you can find them, innit? But not gonna drop them for anyone. People that know have found them in it, and they found them. But yeah,
Right,
there's
I'm going
there's,
hunting.
well, I'll send you some of them in it. Some of them are jokes.
Yeah, wicked. It's good though, isn't it? It's all about. I think it's good. Like a lot of people kind of cringe when they listen back to their earlier self, but
Mm.
this is like the heritage, isn't it? Like this is where we've come from. So
To look back on the progress as well, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, exactly. One thing you talked about, which I'm interested in, is you mentioned kind of like UK rap or road rap and UK
Mm.
hip hop.
Yeah,
Now, what's the if any distinction? What distinction would you make between those two sounds?
I'd say it's just, I'd say it's just different, innit? Like I can't. They're two different things. Whilst they're both rap and they're both hip hop, and sometimes they do kind of cross. Do you know what I mean? But I'd say they're two completely different things. For example, modern, I say like UK rap, UK road rap, or what is UK rap now? Pot of Paper, for example, sick MC. I think he's hip hop through and through, but he's not UK hip hop. Do you know what I mean? UK hip hop's a different sound. UK hip hop's a bit more like fucking. I don't know, bro. It's a bit more. It's a bit more like it's not as glamorous. It's a bit more just yeah. I'm gonna rap about bun and zoots and being a waste man slowly, and this is my life. You know what I mean? It's just like that's a
Yeah,
bit more
yeah,
UK hip hop. Whereas road like UK rap shit's just a bit more like where it's not as like no, I think it's a bit more reflective than your UK trap and your drill. It's still talking, we're still street shit. Do you know what I mean? but it's still hip hop. It's just a bit more aggy, like I'd say.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a, I wouldn't say a theory, but like a, well, yeah, let's just call it a theory around this. I'll share with you and see what you think. I feel like if my kind of answer to that question, having pondered this a lot over the years, is that I think maybe, like, what do you think about this? Maybe UK hip hop has just got a bit more of a connection with the culture of
Yeah,
hip
yeah,
hop,
for sure,
whereas
man.
UK rap is more like you could be a rapper, but not really. And I'm not saying this is good or bad. I'm just saying it is. Like, you could be a rapper and not really have that kind of connection back to the culture, like the different pillars of hip
Mm.
hop, let's say.
I
Whereas
think
UK hip
some
hop is a
heads.
bit more grounded in that. Do you think that's a fair
I
sort
think,
of
yeah,
view?
I think so, man. Because I think like UK hip hop, a lot of heads are really like their heads in it. Like, do you know what I mean? And I into some, do you know what I mean, mad shit from the '90s. Like, I think definitely right on that part, but I think also, I think it's the beats as well, man. Like the beats, UK rap beats and UK hip hop beats are quite different.
In
But there
terms
are
of
a
the
lot of
production?
heads. Yeah, do you know what I mean? The production,
Yeah, yeah,
whilst it
samples
still
and all that.
might be similar BPMs, it's very different in terms of the production, the drum patterns, do you know what I mean? I think there are
I guess
heads that make
people,
UK rap, yeah, that are hip hop heads as well. Like I think Young's Teflon, that's another don I listen to, and I think he's ill. Do you know what I mean? It is hip hop, but it's just two different sides of the same coin, really.
yeah, exactly, literally what I was going to say. I guess like people, whether or not it's a lazy description, but the kind of go-to description for, if someone put on your album, they probably say it's kind of like that boom bap era.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you do you like that description? Do you think that's a lazy description? How do you feel about kind
I
of
think
people
it is.
labeling stuff boom bap?
I think production wise, it is boom bap in it, so that's cool, and I don't mind because that is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Another term that used to get bandied about back in the day, and I don't know whether it still does or not, but so my everyone's got their golden era, right?
Yeah,
My golden era of UK hip hop was, you mentioned Klashnikov, like Jest,
yeah,
Task
man.
Force,
But,
Skinny Man, Black Twang, Young Gun,
yeah,
the Iguana Man, all that stuff, Skits and
that's what I
Country
was
Man,
yeah,
that
word.
that era. That's, I'm showing my age a little bit, but that's my
But
golden
that's
era. But the term that the term that used to get, and that's when like Kung Fu was a big hip hop night. Was that in Camden? So I think it
yeah,
was
I don't even know about that one.
in and around. But a phrase that, because we're talking about phrases, people saying like boom bap, a phrase that got banded around a lot then was backpack or backpacker hip hop. Are you
But
familiar with that?
that's the thing. That's what UK hip hop was, isn't it? Really,
Mm.
like, it was quite like that, innit? And like, I think that's why a lot of guys can't really relate to that. UK hip hop's more like I don't know, like I think growing up, I rated both the UK road rap shit and the hip hop shit equally, innit? But some of the guys I grew up, they're not trying to hear no UK hip hop. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like
Yeah, yeah,
we can't really relate to that. But
yeah.
I
I
like
get
the
it, man.
lyricism which comes with UK hip hop as much as I like the realness of the UK rap shit. So for me, that's where I was influenced by both. But yeah,
And how does outside of hip hop and rap, like how does grime fit into the equation? Are you a grime fan?
I'm a grime fan, but I'm not worried. Like growing up here, used to love the grime, but I think from what for me, grime was like I was a kid watching Channel U and that. Loved the grime, like obviously Dizzy Rascal, Boy in the Corner. Listened to that when I was a kid. I remember like getting that on CD. But I think for me, much as I love grime and I can appreciate it, it's never been something that I've particularly rapped on or do you know what I mean? I've got friends that love grime or friends that do grime, but I just for me it just wasn't. for me, as much as I love it, I just lyrically, I never really tapped into it. But it's the thing, innit? Because I can, and heads are always telling me to jump on the 140s, little, you know what I mean? But nah. But growing up in Croydon, dubstep, innit? I used to love the
But yeah,
dubstep.
of course, man. Yeah,
So,
what was the name of the big? There's the big record shop. It's just
Big
slipped.
Apple
What's?
Records.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and like Hatcher, all
Mm,
them guys. That was all the.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
a big part of the Croydon
Um,
movement, wasn't it?
word. But
So are you feeling that?
yeah, I must have got one. I remember like 'cause when I first moved to Croydon, and that's when I was starting getting into dubstep shit. 'Cause I moved from like East Dulwich, Ducking Hill Estate, like around there to Croydon, and like, I remember moving there, and then like just after Big Apple Records shut down. But I had this. I remember copying this like what was it? This mad. I had some CD, man. I can't remember what CD it was called. It was this dubstep CD. And they had this. There was one tune on there, man, like Fat Larry Skank or something like that. I think it was by DJ Hatcher and someone else. But yeah, that was me in it growing up. Me and my boy Panix, Max. We used to love it. So it was something different.
Yeah,
And it was like on the within the same realm of like you know the UK bass type shit. It was similar to grime, but it was just something different, man.
yeah. With that sound
Benga,
system, obviously dub
Koki,
influence. Yeah.
Scream, uh, Code 9, hella guys. Yeah, just loved it.
So would you go out raving to that?
You know what? I wasn't old enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Black
yeah, yeah.
Sheep Bar, which was like the spot in Croydon, which shut down like 2013, just as I turned 18, but pain. So I wasn't able to. But yeah.
End of the era. So while we're talking about, musical timelines and genres, where does drum and bass fit into this equation?
Drum and bass, I think my first introduction to drum and bass was probably like it was always a sound that like, do you know what I mean? Sound that I gravitated towards, but I just wasn't really tapped in, man. I've been a hip hop guy more time, but like tunes like It's the Way, innit? That's like a bait one. That's like my kind of introduction to
Yeah,
drum
yeah.
and bass, your shy effects, um, things like that. And I think for me, as I got a bit older and I was like, still listening to the hip hop and whatnot, listening to like Lensman, that was my kind of introduction into D&B, like properly taking it in. Because when I was younger, bro, I remember going squats 2012, 2013, MCing over like just some mad jump up. But like these are times my boys are throwing squats in it. And they're like, oh, you can bar in it. Like, and I'm like, yeah, go on then. I just used to
Yeah,
like give it, do you know what I mean? Give it a go. But I'm not really knowing what it is that I like. It's not really my sound just yet. I haven't really found my sound, drum and
okay.
bass wise yet. Do you know
So
what I mean?
would you be spitting your hip hop bars
Because it
over
works,
that
doesn't it?
then? Because it
It works.
transfers, isn't it? Yeah, it's like
It
exactly.
works,
It's
man. I'll be
the
I'll be
perfect partner.
hitting them with the double time as well, though. So I mean, like, yeah, that wasn't for me. And as I got older, I started to kind of find what kind of sound I like. And like I think the intro to DMB was through rapping on it anyway, through Mind State.
Mm.
Child Dave, innit? Because him and Slips are boys from back in the day.
Oh, okay.
I've
Okay.
known Mind State for a while, innit? But like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
never really made anything until that joint with Dogger, Different Roads. And then I think from there, that's when I was kind of, I've done the hip hop and I'm like, right, you know what? There's this sound in it, and I was kind of tapping into, especially the liquid stuff. And that's when I started to really be like, oh, right, I've been sleeping on drums for a minute, really. It's not just the shit I was hearing back in the day at squats and that. It's like, right, there's this whole genre which is actually hip hop. It's quite hip hop as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Even just listening to the album yesterday, like I said, there's not really like a great difference. That like the vibe of your hip hop music, there's got the
Mm.
jazzy element, the breaks, sort of
Yeah,
soulful element, but that kind of raw, self-reflective energy to it as well.
yeah.
It's essentially is like the liquid. You could almost call it like liquid hip hop, right? If we're just putting like silly labels on stuff, like
No,
the
word, man.
it kind of works totally. So all we're doing, like you know, for argument's sake, if the hip hop's 85 BPM or thereabouts, and the
But I
D&B
don't
is
know.
170, then
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
it just fits, right?
well, that's what I think with obviously I dropped that tape with Zara recently, and I think what we're going for and what I'm going for is like kind of that. It's that tape's kind of like it's half hip hop, half D&B. And I think there's a little gap for that, man. Just like making stuff which starts off hip hop and then it just goes into drums, or it's
Yeah.
like you start off drums and it goes into hip hop. I think that's what I'm kind of.
I noticed that in one. You're talking about the In Time EP, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I noticed that within at least one of the tunes. Like you said, within the one tune,
yeah,
there's a kind of hip hop bit, and then it just naturally flows into a. It just picks up the tempo, isn't it? That's all it is.
yeah,
But it
yeah.
sounds
Well,
like what I love about it is it sounds like a organic thing. It doesn't sound like you're, you know, I'm deliberately like kind of like being stereotypical here. It doesn't sound like you're, oh, here's a rapper who's trying to jump on D&B beats.
you know what's
Like
mad is there's
it's just
bare
you,
man.
like, and it just
No,
fits.
word. There's a lot of men which I find, yeah, they try and like. I think they see that the D&B thing, or what they feel is like they feel it's popping, so then they try and jump on it, but it's just not really. It doesn't really translate, man. It's like a lot of heads do that, and I just don't think it translates well. They haven't really taken time to find what is their thing within drum and bass. They're just like, oh yeah, you
Yeah,
know what? There's this beat here that someone sent, man, and
yeah, yeah.
there might be some bread there or whatever, and they're just like, yeah, this sounds. Yeah, I could do a mad double time thing on this, and it just sounds a bit like you can
It's
just
more of a
tell.
copy. It's more of a copy paste vibe, isn't it? Like I take what I do over there
Yeah.
and just copy paste it onto this tempo, this D&B beat.
You know, I had to learn like the transition into the drum and bass shit. I had to really learn like it's a different. As much as it is barring, it's different, isn't it? Especially when it comes to the shows and that, man. Like watching heads hosting, watching heads on mic, like watching SP, shout SP, um, like just watching the way that he runs set because it's a different art form, bro. You're not the like can't be coming true and just trying to bar off the whole thing. You got to really lock into the tune, ride the beat, let it flow, but carry it. Do you know what I mean? Just carry it naturally. Clock the spaces, take time with it, let the DJ shine. You know what I mean? Throw in a little something, show them that you still got it. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely clocked it's a different art, man. And it's genuinely been yeah enjoyable. Like yeah, I'm enjoying it, man, for real.
I'm really interested in this because, yeah, like you said yourself, that transition from kind of the world of hip hop into D&B. Whilst we've said that, like lyrically and your flow kind of just almost instantly fits, and the music is not vastly different in terms of the vibe and the feel of the
Mm.
music when we're talking about the liquid, then yeah, that is something I was, and you've just brought it up, it's something I was keen to speak to you about because, yeah, there's, I think within, it's definitely changing at the moment. I think in the world of D&B, MCs are becoming artists within their own right. But I
Yeah,
would say that's a newer thing, and obviously people like DRS have led the way for years now with that.
DRS.
But within hip hop, it's fair to say, right, that the MC has really always been the artist. It's more
Yeah,
accepted that a hip hop MC, a rapper, is an artist.
yeah.
Whereas in D&B,
Like DMB
the
MC.
general thing has been, oh, you're a drum and bass MC, but you're not an artist. And now obviously that is changing, and people like
That's
yourself as
kind
well
of,
are
I
really
think that's
pushing
kind
that.
of whack though, man. Do you know what I mean?
Talk to me. What are your opinions and feelings about this kind of thing as like the role of the MC in drum and bass? Are you an MC? Are you a host? Are you an artist? Are you a
I think
spitter?
You
Do you
know
know what I
what?
mean?
I think a lot of heads for years have just been like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be, you know what I mean, DMV MC. But like you saying, I think things are changing. But I think it's like in drum and bass, sometimes I feel like MCs kind of just get pushed to the side and they're just like, yeah, you're just an MC in it. Where there are certain heads like DRS, Dusky, you know, Track, um, guys that are putting out music as well. Well, I think like there's space to do both, to do, you know what I mean, do as you please. Because end of the day, as much as drum and bass is producers making tunes, you know, the vocalists are as important because do you know what I mean? Without the vocalists, then probably you are gonna get bored at some point of it. Like I can listen to DMB time, but my thing is I like vocals as much as I like the rhythm in it. So I think drum and bass would be a different place without vocalists, man, and they are important to the scene. And it's mad because sometimes like, I did that Shogun session there recently, and I look on the comments of some of the other ones, innit? And people just complaining about the MCs left, right, and centre. And I'm just like, bruv, like, or even I'll put a tune out on UKF or something, and then someone on like my own tune with DRS, yeah, a man's like, he said something like, the MCs aren't needed or something. And I'm like, I'm like, bruv. And some guys commented, he's like, well, mate, the tune wouldn't exist without the MCs because it's off the EP, isn't it? And would you?
Bruv, like
That's a weird one, isn't it?
what I don't get this right, and this is the classic bugbear thing, isn't it? Let's talk about this because I mean it is like your armchair critics and keyboard warriors typically on YouTube, right? But
It's a
what
giant.
what I don't get right is how can people not understand or realize or be aware that this let, right, let's just talk about jungle and D&B.
Yeah.
Like MC culture has been at the heart of this since inception.
In the
Whether it was
day.
Moose 50 Navigator
Yeah, yeah.
in the early 90s pushing it, or whether it's just Skibber and Shabba, whether it's X-Man and
Yeah,
Herbsy, whether it's you and DRS and SP and all the other amazing MCs that we could just
yeah,
reel
man.
off and probably never stop. Like, how can people in this day and age still make comments like, oh, why is the MC ruining these tunes?
It's mad, isn't it? But I think these are heads that are new to it slightly, and they might just wanna. A lot of I think like there's certain dons that just wanna hear like absolute filth. Do you know what I mean? Not like some jazzy break and some like, do you know what I mean? Some a nice liquid little something, a nice little liquid number. I think some heads that are on them platforms, yeah, they're just like, oh yeah, I just want to hear some dirty something with some foghorns and that. They're not really there to listen to the artistry. Do you know what I mean? There's different sides
Yeah,
to it. There's so many different, which is why I found that I can find something within drum and bass that works for me, and that there's
yeah.
like, do you know what
And
I mean?
each to their own, man. Of course, everyone's entitled to have their own opinion and do whatever they want. Like it goes
Oh,
without
word.
saying. But I and this is essentially almost why this part of the reason this podcast exists is because I'm very very passionate, and it to me it is essential that drum and bass MC culture is kept alive,
100.
and I'm more confident than ever that we're in a really strong place. So
I'm happy to be a part of it. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Yeah. How did you find when you talked about the Shogun sessions? Was that like the 360 vibe? Was it one of them ones?
Yeah, Corsica. I did it with Coherent.
Yeah.
Innit?
How did
Yeah,
you
man.
find that? Was it good fun?
It was sick, but I enjoyed it. Innit? I was a bit like, because you see when pre the comments and that like from before it, I was like, right, you know what? I
Louder
gotta
comments,
make sure we ain't get no comments on the thing. And I think people was feeling it, but I thought it was sick, man. It was like.
mate. If you didn't get any comments, that would be
Fingers
the
crossed. I
problem.
haven't checked in a minute. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I think I'm blessed.
And the other one, the classic one, words to the effect of, and it's like the original backhanded compliment. You must have heard
Yeah,
this. Oh, I don't, it goes something like this. I don't normally like MCs,
yeah,
but I like
yeah,
you, bro, because you know when
yeah,
to shut
yeah.
up.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, cheers for that, bro. You know what I mean?
You
I,
know when to shut up.
I've had heads tell me that I'm never like not really into drum and bass MCs, but like yeah, I rate you, and I'm like, well, I mean, maybe you should go check out some other MCs, innit? You might you might like some stuff,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Yeah, good point, good point. But I guess, like, at the end of the day, equal, I'm always playing like devil's advocate here. But I suppose, like, the great thing is there are so many different styles of, as with any genre, but within drum and bass, there's so many different styles of MC, isn't there?
yeah, man.
Um, and you can put all these different labels on people, your spitters, your double timers, your hosts, etc.,
Mm-mm.
etc. For me, to me, they're just skill sets
Yeah,
that
man, 100%.
all good MCs will have in
Mm.
varying degrees. You don't have to be, oh, you're just a host. Oh, you're just a spitter. You know, we can bring it all together. Um, so yeah, we touched on the In Time EP. How did was it fairly kind of like organic with you linking up with DRS? That tune, by the way, is cold. That
Mad
tune
love,
is a
mad love.
sick tune, man. But yeah, how did that come about? Fairly organic. Do you guys are you like friends? You chat
Yeah, man.
anyway,
Yeah,
or
shout out Dale, bruv. Done. He's put me on quite a bit, man. So big ups to him each and every time, man. But that came about through Zar, really, innit? Because like Zar will say the same thing, but he's put him on as well. Do you know what I mean? Like Dale sorted me out Sun and Bass last year, man. That was mad, mad, mad opportunity, bro. Like I was like, right, this is lit. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, yeah.
but
Best gig of last year, would you say?
I, yeah, that or Drum Sheds with Brian G and Kahira.
Bro, that's. Do you remember? Like I came on after you, and that's the only time, to my knowledge, that we've kind of obviously we just did the classic like how you doing, mate, as we exchange
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
mics.
yeah.
But that's the only time I've kind of been in a room with you, so to speak. But yeah,
Yeah, man,
yeah,
I
you enjoyed that
remember.
one as well, yeah.
That was mad, bro. That was nuts. I've never been drum sheds, but I was just like, well, this is a bit mad, isn't it? You know, certain shows you're like, this is a bit mad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I came through a few of the boys as well, and it was just yeah, it was good, man. That was a good one. I think also another one I enjoyed was the North Quarter Phonox with Breakage end of last year. That was energy was mad. Phonox is
Phonox is a
always a
sick
sick
venue, isn't
spot.
it?
But
I
it's
really
mad
love
because I've
Phonox,
been
yeah.
been going there since back in the day, like when it was not Planet, Plan B, innit? And I used to
Plan
go
B,
out there
yeah, yeah, yeah.
raving with the boys, and then it's just mad, like to think, oh yeah, I'm playing there now, which is kind of mad.
Yeah. It's
Thankful,
probably my favourite London venue because it's quite
right?
stripped back, isn't it? It's like no
Chilled,
frills, dark, red light, maybe a strobe now and again, banging system.
chilled, man, real good. And
Yeah,
breakage, mad selection, but I was like, mad. But he threw in a couple through balls as well, like a couple mad ones, like 140s and that. And I was like, he's like, turns to me, he's
okay.
like, you got 140s, yeah? And I'm like, yeah, shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
come on.
And then yeah, it was
Man's
good.
versatile.
We
Do
try.
you feel that there's this is just coming to my head, so I'm just gonna kinda say it as I'm thinking it. Do you feel there's a danger that you could end up getting pigeonholed in the world of drum and bass? That you're kind of like that liquid guy? And or is that okay with you? Like what are your thoughts on that?
It's good to look in a style and a sound and have a signature sound, you know. But I think me as an artist, I don't think I could ever get pigeonholed, bro. Like, just dropped a thing with Versace's 140 joint, you know what I mean? Um, I like music too much to get stuck in a box. Now, there's a lot of, especially drum and bass wise, I've got a lot of things coming out. I've got a couple tougher ones, you know what I mean? Some
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of a bit more tougher, minimal joints. But I think for me, it's just like it's about the sound, and if it sounds good, then it sounds good. I don't really mind the style, but it's as long as it sounds good. Personally, I can't fuck with nothing that sounds corny or shit. If it doesn't sound authentic, there's no point ever doing anything if it don't sound authentic. And I feel like Bear Man, you could tell when it's like it's not authentic, but it's like, right, there's this guy who might be the guy, and he's reached out, and they're like, yeah, go on, and I'll do it, innit? If you
Yeah,
don't
their
sound authentic,
managers
then what's
said,
the
"Oh, you
point?
should do this because this could get like a
Yeah, man.
billion streams or
Yeah,
whatever."
just like, what's the point, bro? The streams are peanuts anyway, and it's like integrity over everything, bro. If it's you, it's
Yeah,
you, and
100, man. And I love integrity, authenticity, and doing things that align. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Alignment, like doing things that you just know, like instinctually in your gut. Yeah, this is a bit of me. This is what I'm all about.
right.
I think that's important, isn't it? Also for longevity as well. Creative process.
Mm.
I'd love to hear a little bit about how you approach writing. Um, different people tap into creativity in different ways.
Mhm.
How could you break it down a little bit for me? How you approach creativity and how you get into the zone for
Yeah,
when you write, things like that.
you know what's mad? Because right now I'm just not writing at all. I just don't know. It's a weird one. Just kind of gone off of it for a minute. I think I'm sitting on a lot of stuff, and I'm just like, sometimes you got to step away and just go live life, go do something different. Still, maybe within music, within the art, some sort of creative thing, but just sometimes step away because
Yeah.
I feel like things are getting a bit samey for me at the minute. But when I am locked in, and I think the creative process is just like I'll write for like hours straight. I'll just get really into it and just I might drop what I'm meant to be doing, or if I'll say I'm meant to go out and then I kind of caught a vibe, I'm like, no, we're just staying in today. Do you know what I mean? That's my thing.
Okay.
I'll sit down for like hours and hours. I would like 6 hours just writing to the same joint, and I think sometimes I'm quite long with the writing because I think the shit I'm writing is very like detailed, man. It's very I don't know. It's just there's art to it, and I think I take the bars quite seriously. Like so, I take time, but then there's sometimes I might link up with someone in the studio. They play the beat, and then I just go from it like that straight then and there. That's like with me and Zar. A lot of that we linked up in person and just made it from scratch. I've never sent him a file in it. Just always in person. I started off 2022 at Pirate Studios in Croydon, and then I went up to Manny, came down here, and we just got it in person. But yeah, I think creatively for me, sometimes I might write to a random beat and then find something that fits it. But yeah, that's I don't know. The creative process for me is not really that. I just write for time, and that's my thing. I write for time, and I'll get really into it for like a couple of days, and then I'll just leave it, and I'll just forget about it maybe for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, oh shit, let's do it again, and I'll spend like a week writing, and then I'm like, okay, let's leave it. So it's either
Yeah,
I'm
so you
on it
really
or I'm
immerse
not.
yourself in it.
Yeah, I'm either on it or I'm not. And right now, I'm just not on it. So I'm just like chilling.
Yeah, man. No, I get that. I get that. I mean, maybe as well, like you said earlier, you feel like you were saying that you kind of reached a point where you've done a lot of this processing work of the self-reflective
Mm.
type of stuff. Yeah, maybe this is you. I don't know, man. Maybe this is you kind of like drawing a line under that chapter, and
Mm-hmm.
and then the next one's about to flourish. And I think you're spot on. Like as for any type of creative person, obviously we're talking about the art of MCing here, but for anyone, whatever your creative outlet is, art, photography, dance, acting, etc., you need to find that there's moments that come along where you need to find different forms of inspiration.
Yeah,
Do you know
man.
what I mean? And
Definitely.
sometimes that can come from where you expect it least. This will make you laugh. I don't mind admitting this, but one of my favorite kind of little flirtations with creativity recently was just doing a flipping colouring book.
No, that's lit. I'm way, I'm actually way
Colouring
into that.
pencils out. Yeah, you on that?
Yeah,
Like my son got it for me for Father's Day, and it's like these just geometric patterns. Just
yeah, I'm
colouring them in,
into
bro.
that.
It's
I'm
sick.
into that. I'm all for that, bro. Even when I go pubs, I might just pick up the little the little children's colouring thing and just it's quite therapeutic, isn't it? Things like that, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just something to chill out and just do, innit? So I feel like sometimes the music gets a lot, bro, especially when you're like the music's no longer a hobby now. Do you know what I mean? It's like potential to make you bread. It's potential to, you know what I mean, do things. It takes you places. It's starting to become a job. It's like for me, I need a break from it, man. Especially like when I'm doing a lot of sets, a lot of hosting and that. Then I don't really want to make music for a minute. So I just need time to get back to the art. You know what I mean?
It's decompression to an extent as well, isn't it?
Word, man.
Do you feel that? Do you feel there's more pressure now? We're talking about that link between like music becoming not just fun or just a hobby.
Yeah,
It's now something that pays the bills and has potential
yeah.
to earn money and stuff. Like, does that come with an added layer of pressure for you?
I think I try to not watch the pressure though. I feel like because in my head, you could be one of them guys. Sometimes I do it myself. I'm like, oh no, but like I should be here. I could be doing this. Da da da. I should be in this position. Da da. Like, but that, because end of the day, I can look back at where I was before, where I am now, and for me, do you know what I mean? I know that I'm doing something right, so I can't sweat I can't sweat it. I can't like add add that stress to myself because if anything, you just keep doing what you're doing, all falls into place. I believe, man. That is my thing.
Yeah, man.
Keep
When
knocking
you're
on the right
acting in a
doors.
way, yeah, when you're acting in a way that feels aligned and you believe
Yeah,
in what you're doing, then yeah, like you say, man, the opportunities come up. Call it universal laws or whatever you want to get into. Like, yeah, I'm a big believer in that for sure.
percent. But I think just let it all comes in due time. And when I was younger, I used to be like, no, I need to like the music thing has to blow up by a certain time. And now like I'm 30 at the end of the year, and I'm just
Yeah,
like, bro,
yeah,
this is great. I'm in a good place. This is good. And it's
yeah,
still
man.
like, do you know what I mean? Still that hunger. I'm still like, no, I want to do this. I want to do that. And I feel like that's healthy, innit?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Yeah, I think that, like you say, the numbers game, the age game,
Mm.
it's just it's just like a made up thing in our heads, essentially.
It really is, man. It's just like, and you can end up bugging out, or you can end up like doing some shit that's like absolutely trash just to kind of achieve that sense of success which you perceive to be like, but it's not that. Like I see bare heads doing shit like that, and I'm like, you don't even like that shit you're making, bro. Like, what's the point? Let it come natural, man.
There's nothing worse than being standing on stage and feeling completely disconnected from the music that the DJ's
Yeah,
playing and
yeah,
having to be
it's
that front man on the mic,
horrible, isn't it?
like pretending essentially that you're I've not done those type of sets for flipping years now, but there was
Right.
a period where any booking would come on, oh yeah, and you kind
Yeah,
of know in your
boring,
heart of
isn't it?
hearts this ain't the one,
No,
and
yeah,
you've got to
yeah.
sort of
But you're
it,
like, if someone's offering you, you know what I mean, money, and you're like, yeah, go on then, I could do
oh,
that, you know what I mean? And it
never
comes to
again,
it, and
man.
you're like, no, 100%, bro. I was like, I think, I think I've done that like once or twice. And it's just like, right, I've done sets where I'm like, this is a bit too heavy for my liking. And I'm like,
Mm,
I'm not on this. I'm like, yeah, we ain't doing this again.
yeah, man. Who would be? I know these are kind of those annoying, put you on the spot questions, but nonetheless, who would be like a dream collaboration for you?
What? D&B or outside, any genre.
You tell me, whatever floats your boat.
No, I've been mad shit recently with listening to music, but I've been like, so not looked in. I think dream collaboration. Wiki from America. New York done. Wiki, bruv. Wiki, Mike.
Wiki,
Check him out. I'll send
yeah,
you some of his stuff, bruv.
okay.
Yeah, he's cold, man. He used to be on XL Recordings, I think. Um, Quite underground, but he's ill, man. I think he's super ill. Mike as well, another New York Don, super sick. Yeah, that's the hip hop shit, really. I think D&B wise, nah, there's no one really like. Do you know what I mean? I think I'm quite happy with the people that I've collaborated with over the years and the collaborations I've got coming. I don't think there's anyone I'm like, yeah.
Have you got any? Just being nosy here, but have you got any more plans to do stuff with High Focus?
Yeah, man, I do. Me and Slips, we've got something coming out this year.
Yeah.
We're back.
Come on.
So I'm not gonna say when specifically, but we're not far in it. We're not far
So
off.
it could be another vinyl to add to my collection then.
Hopefully,
That's what I love about High Focus as well. The projects, and they release them on all the different formats like tape,
tape.
CD,
Man, I love the
vinyl,
tape.
everything. Easy. Sick.
Mad, innit? Radio
Have you got a
Juice.
tape player?
I actually don't.
I was going to say, I bet most people haven't got a tape player or probably even a CD player now either.
No, word.
But yeah, they're like artifacts, aren't they? It's just
No,
something
man,
that
it's something
represents
nice. Do you know what I mean? To be
the
able
music.
to have.
Yeah, wicked, man. Right, this conversation has been very free flowing. Don't come into this with any real like preset questions or anything like that. But there is one thing that I like asking all my guests, and again, kind of like sorry, not sorry, but putting you on the spot.
That's right.
Dream MC cipher. You can pick 5. So let me just give you the kind of rules and regs, and then I'll shut up and hand over to you. But yeah, 5 MCs.
Yeah.
Dream cipher, past or present, dead or alive, no holds barred, any genre. Who would you put into your ultimate dream cipher?
Keep it hip hop. Big L. Guru. Big L, Guru. What? Is a cipher just to watch as like a listener?
Yeah, you're there as the ultimate fan. That's a good point. That's one of the rules, that you can't be in it.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, you're there as a fan, just vibing, just going mad because this is your ultimate cipher.
I met Big L, Guru, Nas. This is a tough question. Yeah? This is a mad question, man. I can't answer that shit, man. No, I don't know, bro. I can give you them 3. We throw Group Home in there.
Jeez.
Right?
Yeah.
We throw Group Home in there. That's 2 man, so it's cheeky, but like, you know what I mean?
Oh no, come on. That's a technicality. Sorry.
No,
Umpire
no.
says that's only one.
That's
Oh,
one,
okay.
yeah.
So you still
So I still got one left.
is it though? Because it is 5 spitters, but no, I think for the purpose of this, you've still got one space to fill.
I got one left. Mate, this is a tacky question. You know what? I'm probably gonna. I'll think of something there, but I'm probably gonna. This is gonna be in my head all day.
You can text me later. Well, no, I still want you to answer now, but you can text me your edited version.
Word. We'll throw a Camp Low in there as well.
Camp Low?
Yeah, that's another 2 man though.
Yeah?
That's another 2 man, but that's the duo right there. And it's with Camp Low, man.
I'm not familiar with Camp Low. What is they're like a US?
They were from from maybe say back in the 90s, but Camp Low, this is it, what? Fusini faster sugar dams can't quit, what? That's that debate code.
Was it like New York thing or?
Yeah, I'll send you a link, bro.
Yeah, man. No, mate, just when you think that you've gone completely down the 90s New York rabbit hole, then a different artist appears. That's sick.
Right.
All right, so just to recap for the listeners, Big L, Guru, Nas, Group Home, and Camp Low.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's a certified cipher right there.
That's you, man. Come on. And that kind of shows where your head's at, man, when it comes to to your MCs of choice. Yeah, wicked.
Word.
Wicked, bruv. Well, look, I've absolutely loved chatting to you. Could carry on chatting to you for
Mm-hmm.
a lot longer. But is there anything that you would, let's wrap this up, but is there anything you would like to kind of plug, or any stuff you got coming up you want to shout out, or anything like that at all?
Yeah. Firstly, big ups for having us, man. It's been a good little chat. In time EP out now. Go check that out if you haven't. Vinyls should be shipping about now. I think Allergenics should be shipping them out. What have I got coming up? June 14th. Got a thing at the Notting Hill Arts Club. Verbz and Friends. Ex Machina. Shout out the agency. Um, so I should know the lineup. It's a good lineup. Anile, Dogger, KCO, Limbs, Gaia, Mr. Slips, Pitch 92, Czar, Mind State. If I've forgotten anyone, I'm sorry. But I think that is the lineup. Yeah. That's coming up. What else? Brighton, 7th of June, in store, in time, EP at Rare Kind Records. Free entry, come through. Verbs and Czar, Vitamin G and Mind State. Gonna be a good one. But yeah, I think that's about me, man.
Cute, man. Loads
And
going on.
hip hop's on the way. I know Head's been like, oh, Verbz, you make a pair of drums, innit?
Yeah,
I've just been
you've
loving
left
it.
us.
I've just been loving the DMB thing, but like, nah, hip hop is en route. It's en route.
Cute, man. Well, yeah, I'll be keeping my eyes peeled for that, for
Oh, big
sure.
ups, bro.
Bro, closing tradition. I ask all my guests if they would step up and just spit something a cappella just to close off the podcast. I would love you to do that.
Yeah. What we got? They speed the most, but I don't need to boast. Keep 'em close. Beans up in heat, they tryna peep the flow. Shit's long, I'm in the sea, just trying to keep afloat. And I ain't happy till my people eat. I need to know why they stop my G's from seeing cream. That's why I'm keen to go seeking dough. Talk mean, but you don't mean it, bro. I creep alone. Feel the streets need me, what's the reason though? Maybe just the way I speak with meaning, or how I teach these feelings. R.I.P. to all my G's no longer breathing. Feel I see 'em when I'm dreaming. Maybe that's my demons. I'm just trying to make it through another cold season. I can feel it in my bones. Your team's a joke. I couldn't beef them. No, my bro itching. I ain't even got to say good word, state your worth. Any disrespect, you hit the pavement first. My ways are verse. I've been wavy since my date of birth. Not everything that you can play with verbs.
Yo, big up, bruv.
Mad love, yo.
What a way to sign out, man.
Come on, man. Mad love.
Yeah, it's been amazing chatting to you.
Big
So
up.
yeah, there you go, peeps. Minded people, we're gonna sign out here. Oh, hold on. Where can people with your socials and all that kind of stuff? Where can people connect with you online?
Fuck the song. Oh, mate, they do my head in. But yeah, big up Spotify, Verbsy, Spotify, Verbs. I'm also got Verbs. Instagram,
I'll put them in the show notes.
Verbsygram on Instagram. Twitter, I don't know how to use that, but I've got an account, Mr. Verbsy. I barely check it in it, so I don't know what's going on there.
Fair.
If you're old school, Facebook and that, I'm on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'm active in it, so Verbs,
Wicked.
Hunks, and yeah, that's about me.
Wicked, man. Well, to everyone listening to this, remember you can watch it on YouTube and vice versa. YouTube people jump onto Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Minded people, the culture, the craft, the conversation. You've been in tune to me, Phil Focus, and my man Verbz signing out. Peace.
Big ups to you. Take it easy.
Big up, bro.
Peace.